Hey everybody, I'm gonna kind of shift gears here and get into electronics again. There's a big contest on designing 555 timer chip based circuits and everything, so to kind of get back in the mood, I've decided to take apart this poor car stereo. It's probably not working anymore anyway, so it's gotta go. Maybe there's some stuff in there that I can use for terrain, maybe there's some stuff in there that I can use for other things, so let's just take this thing apart. I like to do this from time to time. It's how I learn. One of the best ways to learn about electronics is to take apart perfectly good electronics, or at least partially destroyed electronics. See, the hell is that? I don't know, but I like it. And at some point maybe it'll be clear. These are cool. Look at these power cables. This one says that it's for the antenna, for the power antenna. Ooh. This one says that it is for the right speaker. So this is an output. So I'm gonna look. I know already that this is an output, speaker output. So I'm gonna look to see what this is connected to, because it's gonna be an amplifier, and that means I can hack into the amplifier and use it for my own thingies. And this is the left speaker, so I know that this is black, so it's gonna be ground. This is the power, and it works on 12 volts. So there's probably either, well, the battery is 12 volts, the car battery is 12 volts, so that's probably going to be what it's based on. But there might be a 12 volt regulator in there too, so that's kind of cool. Well, here's a nice front. That's kind of cool. So I'm basically looking around, looking for all the screws and undoing them. And I'm not saving the screws because I do not plan on putting this thing back together. I wonder what's on my breadboard. It's 4 555 timer chips. I got some good ideas for my 555 circuit. It's gonna be pretty cool. Look at this crappy screwdriver. Don't be like me and buy crappy tools. You buy cheap, you buy twice. That's what they say. I can use these buttons. Little screen. What's that? Oh, it's a little potentiometer here. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, baby. Ooh. So here's a motor. Here's the magnetic reader of the tape. And here's a bunch of circuitry. Here's probably the stereo. Here's some screws. Found some more screws. That's pretty cool. Ooh, this thing came off. Ooh, here's the whole cassette player head. I've got another video started where I'm doing a robot out of one of these. This is cool. We got the motor here, and it's driving this whole pulley thing. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Here's a crystal for the controllers. Cool, let's get this thing out. Should probably be quiet, my kid's asleep. Ooh. I love this. It's kind of pulley system. You can see the gears working inside of here. How do you turn it on? Aha! Look at this. The circuit board is actually soldered to the metal frame of the thing. That's crazy. It's almost as if they didn't want you messing with it. Oh, but look. Comes right off. Some little coils in here. I wonder what little coils like that are used for. No idea. I had to turn some lights on because I ran out of sunlight, so I'm gonna have to speed this up. There's a few screws left here. Oh wow. It's actually soldered to the board. Cool, so let's look at what we've got here. We've got plenty of transistors here that we can salvage. These electrolytic capacitors, forget it, they're so old, they're probably all dried up inside. But the transistors we can grab. The diodes here we can grab. These capacitors here we can probably use. These here we can probably use. And they even were nice enough to leave nice long legs on them. Oh, we've got some ICs here. This is LA1265. We've got another big IC here. This is probably some sort of amplifier. And we've got a big one here that has its own heatsink on it. It would get probably gets really hot because it's got a heatsink on it. And we've got a transformer here. I wonder what it's for. Unfortunately, it's not telling me what kind of transformer it is, but it might be an audio transformer. Ooh, and there's another one that I didn't see before. There's another one I didn't see before. What is this? For you scale modelers, here's some reference for Rust. It's pretty beautiful Rust, wouldn't you say? Well, that was fun. Here's what we ended up with. This is all the different parts that are that make up this poor thing, and yeah, so we've got some metal frames here. How cool are these for walls? They're great, aren't they? Got some of these here. I could probably spray paint through there and have a nice kind of grid of circles. Got some really good buttons here that we can salvage. Some potentiometers here. I don't know if I can be bothered. A display that I'll probably never use. This is actually useless because all of these are just little extensions to trigger these buttons. This probably won't do anything with it. Lots of screws and springs. I like springs. I'll probably do something with springs. Tons of little cool things like this. I like this shape. I should do a video on all the little bits and stuff that because I take apart VCRs and I take apart stereo equipment and I do all this kind of stuff to different things that I find, and I've got tons of these little pieces, and I'll do a video on that eventually. I've got this here. This is the whole assembly to the cassette player. Okay, I could not resist. It was calling out to me, so I got the entire cassette assembly and tore it down. This thing is clean, and it has resulted in some awesome different parts. I don't even know what I would do with half of this stuff, but it looks fantastic. Look at that. I want to try and make vehicles with these things. This stuff looks perfect for vehicles and like, I don't know what. It's a front wheel to something. I mean, somebody designs all this. Somebody says, okay, we need this many springs. We need somebody to make us this little rod thing. We need somebody to make us this little piece of plastic. All these little things. Just for a no-brand car stereo that ended up getting torn to bits and put onto YouTube. So it's got a working mechanism. Got the circuit board. Not a whole lot here. I mean, I guess there's some transistors there I can salvage, but I'll look up the ones that I don't recognize, and if there are special functions, I'll take them. But otherwise, I mean, I've got a bunch of new transistors anyway. But I got a bunch of ICs. These are the ones that I got. So if you know what any of these do, let me know. And there you go. If you like it, leave a comment. If you don't like it, tell me how to make it more interesting. Next time I'll do something a little bigger, like a VCR or a dual cassette deck or something like that. Okay, thanks, bye.